Hey guys, Alex here. And before I start my Germany Euro 2016 vlog, I want to take a few seconds just to talk about what happened in Orlando recently. Very tragic stuff happened on Friday night and also Saturday night. Now I know this kind of stuff happens all around the world all the time, but it's so much more different when it happens in your own city. Friday, there was a very famous YouTuber named Christina Grimmie, and she she was like she was a singing sensation. I didn't know much about her except that she was a YouTuber. Um, but I started watching her videos when I heard about this, and man, she was such an innocent person. And then basically what happened on Friday at the Plaza, she was doing a meet and greet with her fans after her concert performance, when some guy just went up to her and shot her in the head like 7 times, or it was something really tragic. And suffice it to say, she passed away in the hospital. And I thought that was tragic. It definitely was tragic. I couldn't believe something like that would happen, especially here. But yeah, the shooter drove from St. Petersburg, Florida, and yeah, just trying to wrap myself around why somebody would do such a thing to somebody so innocent. It didn't make any sense. And then yesterday, Saturday night, we had this gay club called the Pulse, and a they're calling him a domestic terrorist. Basically, this guy goes in, he has like a handgun, maybe some explosives, and an AR-15, semi-automatic, or I don't know. But he goes there and starts shooting people. He ends up killing 52, 53 people, and there's another 50 plus people still in the hospital because of this. Not my direct friends, at least that I know of. None of my direct friends were in the hospital, but I'm reading about their friends still being in the hospital. Some haven't, some didn't survive, and it's just senseless. It's being called the worst shooting massacre in the United States, and this all happened in Orlando within the span of a day. So I just wanted to just talk about that. That's what's happening in my life right now. Anyways, sorry for being a Debbie Downer, but I just felt like I should, talk about that a little bit. But many prayers and thoughts go out to everyone affected by that. Okay, so let's talk about the Euro now. As you guys know, when it comes to sports, I do love watching Manny Pacquiao as a boxer. He's retired. I love watching Germany at world events like the Euro or the World Cup. I also like watching FSU football, but recently the Euro started, Euro 2016, taking place in France. And if you're new to my channel, you probably might be wondering why an American with Asian descent would be a fan of Germany. Well, when I was playing soccer, we didn't really have much of a USA team to follow. We had a USA team, but I didn't really identify with them. And when I watched a Germany play, this is the 94, I was watching Germany play on TV at the 94 World Cup, which took place in the US. And man, I loved the way they played. I was inspired by Jurgen Klinsmann, still my favorite player of all time. Since 94, I just kept watching Germany play. I watched them 96, 98, 2000. 2000, man, they were terrible at the Euro. Still supported them. But yeah, basically, I've been a fan of Germany since 1994. And yeah, some people think it's weird, but nah, not to me. I just been a fan. Some people will support Brazil even though they're not Brazilian. Why can't I support Germany? Anyhow, I've been watching these games at the Euro. Not at there, but I've been watching these games. They've all been pretty good. Watching the Wales-Slovakia match, that was a really neat game, because Wales is like an underdog. Well, I guess it was Slovakia too, but I know some friends from Wales. I've even been to Wales myself. I went to Cardiff City, saw the castle there, pretty awesome. But yeah, that was a really cool game. Yeah, I can't wait to see Wales versus England. That's gonna be a great match. And then I watched England Russia. Man, that was crazy. England created all these chances. They didn't make any of them except for one. And then in the last minute or so, Russia hit back with I forget what kind of goal it was, but basically the game ended 1-1, which might seem like a fair result, but if you watch the match, you would think that Russia stood no chance. They were so passive. It did seem like they wanted to be there, but in the end, Russia tied it with 1 goal, and bam, there goes England's 3 points. They had to split the point with Russia. And I actually miss the France-Romania match. It looked pretty good though. But anyways, sorry I've wasted so much time talking about not Germany. Let's talk about Germany now. So, I'm always excited about watching Germany play. Now I don't watch club football. Like, if I had to support a team, it'd probably be Bayern München. But I just don't watch club football. I like watching, these countries play at world events like the Euro, Copa America, or the World Cup, of course. So, Germany, I'm happy to see that 7 of these guys on this team were starters in the Rio match where they won the championship. I think. I forgot. But a lot of these names are still familiar to me. The only names I didn't recognize Hector. And that's pretty much it. I recognize everybody else. Like Goetze, Draxler, Özil, Müller, Khedira, Boateng, Alvides, or however you pronounce that, Mustafi, Neuer. Of course everyone knows Neuer. He's like a freaking god. But yeah, so I guess what Germany starts off with what looks like to be a 4-5-1 or some form of that. Goetze up front, Özil down the middle, or playing in a more central position. And Ukraine, let's see, what does Ukraine have? Ukraine had a similar formation. It looks like a 4-5-1 type deal with Sozulia out front. I don't know any of these Ukrainian players, but I did recognize Shevchenko on the sideline. I think he was like a coach, or not a coach, but like an assistant or something. Like, that guy used to be a super, super awesome player. But yeah, this was actually a really good match. Like, very good, because, as expected, Germany is going to dominate possession. Like, at one point, it was like 69% possession for Germany, and only 31% for Ukraine. And it pretty much stayed like that the entire match. Germany just possessing the ball, controlling almost all the chances. That said, Ukraine hit back a lot of times on counterattacks. They also had some really great chances on corner kicks and set pieces. Like, they looked a lot more dangerous than Russia did against England. So, yeah, Ukraine was definitely not passive at all. Definitely not passive. There was one shot in particular. Let me get my cheat sheet here. I try to write notes down whenever I'm watching these. Try to remember, like, key elements. But in the... Hold on, where is it at? Okay, in around the 36th minute, Boateng, man, he stopped a Ukrainian goal. Like, Boateng was falling backwards, and as he was falling backwards, he put his foot out to kick the ball away. And according to the goal line technology, the ball did not pass the line, so the referee let the game keep going on instead of giving a goal to Ukraine. And then they finally showed an overhead graphic. The ball definitely did not pass the line at all. Like, it was cutting into the line, but it didn't quite break through. That was an amazing save, a very godly save. And it's good to see Boateng doing a lot better, because from what I remember before, he made some questionable decisions on defense, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. But in this match, Boateng was very solid. However, generally speaking, German defense is usually kind of circumspect. But this is Ukraine. Ukraine was making a lot of great chances on the counterattack, so it's hard to fault the German defenders for that. Plus, you have Neuer in the back, so any kind of faults or weaknesses in the German defense is usually going to be rectified by Neuer in the back. He's just a freaking god as a keeper. So, not to take anything away from Mustafi or Boateng or the other defenders. Having Neuer back there is pretty much not a sure thing, but it's pretty damn reassuring to have that guy behind you. What kind of comments can I make? There's 50,000 in attendance, and Hummels was out. I think he hurt himself or something. But at the start of the match, you can see Hummels like doing selfies for some of his fans. So that was pretty cool. And also, like, because I don't watch club football and because I missed a lot of these friendlies, I didn't know why Podolski was not starting. But there's so many stars on the German team that it's okay because I'm not saying it's replaceable, but I'm saying there's a lot of stars in that team. So I guess I shouldn't be that, that shocked that a guy like Podolski is not playing on the front, or is not playing at the starter. Yeah, hooliganism, that's still a problem apparently in these matches. I know there's a huge thing between the Russians and English hooligans. Even like during the match, like there was a huge uproar from the hooligans. I'm not sure what was happening, but they showed some pictures and videos of, or they at least showed some pictures of like some fans trying to escape the hooligans, and it was not pretty. I really hope they crack down on this hooligan violence. It's definitely not a way to remember a World Cup, or not a great way to celebrate a Euro Cup. It's not a great way to celebrate a Euro with these hooligans. Like they're not doing anything to enhance football. They're just there to screw everyone's fun. This is supposed to be like a fun event. Sure, there's competitiveness behind it, but there shouldn't be violence behind it. Okay, so yeah, so Germany did win the game 2-0, but it could have easily been 2-all for both teams. It could have been 2-3 for Ukraine. It could have been anything. The fact is, Germany stopped a lot of these goals, Boateng, Neuer, and I mean, granted, Germany could have scored a lot of goals too, but they also got denied quite a few times. Sorry, my thoughts are all over the place. I know this video is already long. Sorry about that. But it was cool seeing the subs come in. Like, when Schürrle came in, he came in the 78th minute for Draxler. Like, within, 5 minutes, he already attempted two shots on the Ukrainian goal. So, he was always making a difference. And when Schweinsteiger came in for, with the Goetze? Yeah, he came in for Goetze. This was like in the 90th minute. I kid you not, 2 minutes later, Schweinsteiger scores the goal. It was a beautiful goal. Like, Özil, he was driving down the wing and he passed, or he made a cross, and Schweinsteiger took it like a champ. He just freaking knocked it right into the box. It was a beautiful touch. And I was happy about this from Özil because up until this moment, Özil was not doing so well with his passes. A lot of his passes were not connecting to whoever he was passing it to. But in the 92nd minute, he made the most excellent pass to Schweinsteiger, and Schweinsteiger put it in. So I want to say I wasn't very disappointed at all with the Germany team. Sure, it was a little bit scary watching Ukraine make all these counterattacks and almost scoring many, many, many times. There was even an offside goal that was called back because it was offsides. But yeah, whenever you play a counterattacking team like this, then yeah, this kind of thing's going to happen. But I think overall, if you're a fan of football, I think you would have liked this match because it was not a one-sided affair. Even though Germany was dominant possession, it was definitely not one-sided at all. Like, Ukraine had many, 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 many chances. They made a real competition out of this. I'd say right now, this has been my favorite match to date in this Euro. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Germany fan. I'm also saying that as a football fan. Like, I can take myself out of these shoes and say, hey, objectively speaking, this was a great match between two, not evenly matched teams, but a great match between two teams that were going for the win, basically. So I don't really have any more comments to say about this. Sorry that this video is so long, and sorry I didn't get to the point of talking about Germany, but there's some things I wanted to get off my chest. And, just talking about it's not gonna get it off my chest, but I just wanted to draw attention to it. Like, I know there's bad things happening all around the world, but this is stuff that's happening in my city. And it's just crazy. It's just really crazy. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the Euros. And if your team is not off to a good start, just remember this is still the first round. That it's only been the first matches, so there's still a lot more football to be played. And your team might still make it. I do want to say this. Obviously, I'm supporting Germany, number one. But as underdogs, I'm also supporting Wales, Iceland, and if I didn't mention you, it's not because I don't like your country, it's because I like Germany, and I also like some major underdogs. And I think teams like Iceland and Wales, man, freaking huge underdogs. But anyways, sorry for making this video so long. I will talk to you guys later, and I think that's it.